Hi everyone, I'm Grahtles, and this is Cites Skylines. I'm going to show you 3 popular ways that people like to start their cities. This one happens to be the battery, and that has become quite popular. This is the one road, and that is very simple, and I'm going to take you through each and every one of them and do the build with you. So we'll take this all to Tiny Town, and I will time-lapse the in-between. And this is the roundabout, and then I'll show you the traffic at the end. So I hope this video will give you a better idea how you want to start your new city, and maybe it'll give you even your own ideas to get a little creative and try something new on your own. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to keep these builds completely vanilla. I'm going to use black woods from the base game, and this way everybody can follow along. So here, don't forget to pause right at the very beginning because it will cost you. So another thing a lot of people do is they place a piece of road and they delete it to open up new roads. Now I only use that option if I can't upgrade, but with this I can upgrade. So instead of losing the $10 I would if I placed the road and deleted it, I just place the road down and then upgrade it. This way I lose 0 money. Then I go into the 2 lanes that I just opened up, and I just attach them to this road, and then I'll upgrade it with the 6 lane. So I use a 6 lane here to stick to the road hierarchy. So they're going to come in from the highway. They're each going to have their own lanes, and then I'm going to use a 4 lane as a commercial road off of that. That way I can build commercial on this road for the residents, and I can kind of keep this main road clear. So sometimes I add my fire, police, or medical on that main road. So next I'm going to go into the gravel roads. I'm going to take this up by 12 to leave a space between the residents and the commercial. This way it helps with sound a little bit and even adding a walking path. So next I'm going to talk about gravel roads and grids. These are 2 efficient ways to start a city. So gravel roads are half the price of regular roads, and grids are just easier to upgrade. So when you upgrade your gravel roads to solid roads, they don't delete any of your builds, and I find with curved roads they do. So you'll end up losing a lot of citizens by upgrading your roads. Another thing that happens is if you place services down, like schools, sometimes on the curved roads, they do not upgrade the road from the gravel to the concrete. So you have to move them in order to upgrade the road. So then you lose money again. So that is why I try to stick to a grid. So gravel roads are half the price of regular roads. So it keeps the cost down because we do only get $70,000 to start. With that $70,000, you still have to put in electric and water, and you have to run your electric to those services. So you also have to run electric to your residents, which will be the first things that come in. And with the one road, it does leave you a lot more money to expand. So that is a good popular way. And I like to use one-ways into my industry area, like you see here. It just makes it easier to have the traffic flowing. And as you can see, my money is quite good, and I did build out quite a bit of space. So that will help in the long run with money. So next I come in and I just shut off the traffic lights. They're unnecessary in the beginning of the game. You don't have a large population coming in. And now I'm going to put in a coal power plant. I like using the coal power plant because it lasts me quite a long time. Now I do have a good healthy budget. So when I run my water, I will use the windmill to power the sewer and the intake. This way I don't have to run any electrical wires down from the coal power plant. And I have the budget for it, so I might as well use it. Here I just run this from the industrial area through the residential area and pop in the intake. As you can see, the arrows are going from left to right. So if they're going from left to right, you're going to want to put your intake to the left and your sewer to the right. This way your sewer does not run into your intake. Also, make sure you are all connected and that all the plumbing is hooked up and that everything's connected to your electric. Next, I'm going to go out by 460, and that is the perfect amount to separate and the most efficient way to separate your water. It's just what I like to do. A lot of people follow roads. I like to do 460. It saves me money and it's just very efficient. And I usually just come down the main road and then go from side to side wherever it's needed. So here, because I have the budget, I just finish off running the water. This way, if I extend my industrial area or I extend my residential area, everybody is covered. Next, I'm just going to run my power lines to where I'm going to be zoning. So this way I can make sure that the electric connects everybody up and I don't have to worry about that later on if I don't have enough money. Because in the beginning of the game, you will run through money and you will go into the negative. It's impossible not to. It's just part of the game mechanics. Next, I delete that bit of 6 lane because it's unnecessary. And I get a refund on it. Next, I go in, I turn down the budget to 50% because all this will not be used and it will save you, again, money, and you'll start to make money a lot faster. As the build goes on, you can up the budget, and yeah, we're going to start zoning. I like to zone in one off the sides, and this way I could put in bike paths later on. So this also prevents them from zoning in on the sides, and I prefer that they don't zone in on the sides, but it's your city, so you can do what you want to do. It's completely up to you. I'm just showing you how I zone. So I still have about 10,000 in the bank, which is really good, and that's good if you also make a mistake and something's not connected. So this way you can quickly fill it in before you run out of money. So we're starting up the game now, and yeah, let's watch it fill in. So here we hit Tiny Town, and here's just a traffic view and an overview of the city and how much we filled in with zoning. As the milestones kicked in, I did add the education, the medical, the fire, the police, the garbage, and all that. And yeah, just a quick overview of the city. So next we're going to do the roundabout using the same map. So again, don't forget to pause your game when you first start it up. And I'm not going to talk you through all the electric and the water. You know how to do that now. And I'm just going to show you the roundabout. So here, because I don't want to upgrade everything, I just decided to put the one small piece of road and delete it, and then go into my gravel roads. And about 10 clicks down, which is that full blue line to line, I do 2. Now I'm making a large roundabout, and the reason being is this is the start of your city. You're coming in off the highway, and the small roundabouts are not as efficient. So I like to start with a large roundabout. So when I come down by 2, I go off to the sides by 1, and then I curve it all in. So this way I have this nice large roundabout to connect to. Next, I'll go into our highway, and I'll just curve this in just a little bit, just so it's on a little bit of an angle, so this way they're not coming straight in and making a sharp right turn, and they're going in a lot smoother. So now we're ready to go into our 2-lane one-way roads, and this is good in the beginning because we don't have highway. So we have to use these to start with. Eventually I do upgrade these once we unlock the highway roads, but for now the 2-lane one-way works. We don't have a large population in the beginning, so it works just well. So next I'm going into the gravel roads just to set up my city, and then I'll upgrade later. And I come off the roundabout by 1. You'll notice it by the node, and then I'm going to connect these to the one road there, again like I did with the highway, so it comes in on an angle. Then I'll upgrade those to the one-way. Next, I go back into the gravel roads, and this is to run my industry area over in here. I do place the services like electric, water, and garbage over in this area because they do all pollute, and it just makes more sense to put them over in here. Now, I do give them their own space. I usually put out a couple of roads just for the services, and then I'll put in other roads for industry. Now, usually if I have farm or forestry that I can switch over to, usually the polluting industry is just for the start, and then I'll transfer that over to either farming or forestry. So I did use one-way roads to get in and out. It's just more practical. It helps them to flow in and out. Because I'm right-hand traffic, I had them coming in down on the bottom and leaving out on the top. It just makes more sense so they don't have to make left turns all the time. And I did the opposite on the other side for the same reason. So now that I got the roads in for my garbage, electric, and water, this is going to be my industry area. So I make the roads a little bit longer, and I make about 3, I think, usually. I think they're usually 3 long by 1 wide. And this is usually plenty of road for them to zone in until we hit more milestones. So next we're going to head down to the other side of the roundabout, and this is where I'm planning one residential area. Now, it is a little tight between the roundabout and the edge of the map, so what I do is I end up taking this down and then coming in. So this will be a commercial road that I'll upgrade in a minute, and I'll also connect it to the roundabout the same way I did the highway and the other side of the roundabout. So next I go back into our gravel roads, and I always keep these off of the commercial with a space of 1 of those little squares, and that helps, again, like walking paths, sound. It just keeps it to a minimum. Over here I just didn't have it down as far as I thought I did, so I just connected up and I added a little bit extra, and I upgrade the commercial road here. So next, all I'm going to do is grid in some more residential roads, and this way I have enough roads to zone in when I start the game. So looking at the overview here, I noticed I have quite a lot of money left over. So I know I haven't put in the electric or the water or anything, but I know my money when I start building. And I was like, you know what, we can go ahead and zone in quite a bit more. So that's what I did. I filled in this whole huge area. And again, like the one road, the roundabout saves you a lot of money. And you can zone in quite a bit more. So now I'm just finishing this up by connecting the roundabout to it, and we're almost ready to zone in and get our electric, our water, and get started. So next I'm just going to jump in and turn off all these stoplights. We don't have yields, we only have stop signs and stoplights. And in the beginning especially, you don't need them. I turn them off almost 100% in all my city because it does cause backup. So I just noticed I have a little bit of extra space in here, so I decided to add some roads just down in here for maybe the power plant or the garbage. Not sure yet, but that's what it's for. So now I'm ready for the electric, the water, and the power lines. And I'm gonna speed this up on a time lapse because you saw this in the first video, so I explained it all. So let's go ahead and get started. So with this, we did cut it a little bit close. We only have about $1,000 left. I could delete some of the roads if I wanted to, but I'm pretty confident that I have everything in and everything will connect. So I go ahead, turn down the budget, and I'm gonna go ahead and start zoning. So here's a bit of an overview of hitting Tiny Town and the results of what we get. We had plenty to fill out. We did not have to add any roads or anything for industry, commercial, nothing. So we did cut it close, but it worked quite well, and we could have deleted some roads if we needed to. So last but not least, we have the battery. The battery is probably the easiest one to set up, but you definitely have to add to it. So let's go ahead and get started with the battery. We're going to go down by 2, across, and over. And again, I'm going to upgrade these roads so it doesn't matter too much. And then we're going to do it again. Repeat it, 2, and then over, and then down. And then we're going to do it one more time. So it's a total of 3 times. We're going to repeat the 2 times down, over, and connect. So now we're just going to upgrade the long roads with the 2-lane one-way roads all the way up and all the way back, following the direction of the highway. Next, we're going to upgrade the center roads to the 4 lanes, and this way they have options for turning and going straight. So on the first road coming in from the highway, we're going to go in by 10 with the one-way, and we're going to go out on the other side by 10. These are the only 2 other one-way roads that we will be using. Then we're going to be taking our 2-lane road and connecting them up, not like that, to the middle. So we're going to come up, connect, and then go up again, connect, and do the same on the other side. Then we're going to repeat this step one more time on each side of the outer roads. So now you have something that looks like a battery. So it should look just like this, and now we're going to run our water. Now if you run the water directly down the center, you can go to each side of the battery and run it up. Now it does overlap just a little bit. I think this is like 440 instead of 460, but no, I have no problem with that. Here I went a little bit too far up, and I'm a little OCD, so I like to have things nice and straight, so I had to delete it just for my own peace of mind. But yeah, the water runs quite nicely right around the whole thing. So now that we have the battery complete, we just have to put in our electric, our water, and our power lines wherever we need to connect. So unlike our other builds, we used regular roads. We didn't use gravel roads, which it costs more, but you don't have to upgrade them. So that is a plus and a minus, because you did have a lot less build for the money that we had spent, but you know, it's a trade-off in a way. So here we're just going to connect up the electric, the water, and then we'll zone in, and I'll show you how I zone, and we'll start the game. So down the center line, I'm just going to run the electrical power lines because this is not going to get zoned. You do not want to zone that little space in there. Use it for decoration, whatever you need. It's just not practical to zone in there. So next I'm going to run the commercial all the way on the inside on both sides. Now, one thing in common that all the builds had was your industrial needs to be separate from your residence. It's a must. Your residents will get sick, they pollute, and the commercial doesn't mind it as much. You can place commercial and offices, which we didn't get into, right next to your industry, and they're fine with it. But you cannot zone in residential anywhere near your industrial areas. So this is separated, and I only zoned in a small portion of the industry area, and that is because I wanted to make sure that the electric took hold before I zoned in any more. But technically, if you were zoning it all in, it would be yellow to blue to green, or vice versa, depending on left-hand traffic or right-hand traffic. So one thing a little different with this build that I didn't have to do with the other two builds is I had to add more roads while it was making its milestones. So next we're going to go into the budget, turn it all down just like we did with the other two builds, and I'm going to go ahead and start the game and time-lapse it. So here's a quick overview of the battery and its traffic, and overall I would say the traffic is really good. So here I just showed you some of the most popular ways to start a new city, especially if you're a beginner. It's hard to stay on a budget and make money right away, and some of you struggle just to start a new city. Now the battery I've never used before, but the roundabout and the one road I have, and I've been very successful with it. The battery, as you can see, you can be pretty successful with it. So I hope this helps a lot of you to start a new city and get creative with it. You can always use a hybrid of 2 or more and try different things. But if you're just starting out and you're not really sure, I really do hope this helps. So if you like videos like this and you would like to see more, please click the like button, subscribe, comment, and share. Let me know what you would like to see. I don't mind making videos like this, and I try to be as helpful as possible to help you guys to get successful and be good mayors. And yeah, so thanks once again. Bye.